Good evening, nerds. It's Fenna. What is up? How is it going? It's time for some more Legacy of the Void replay casting. And my boy State has hooked me up with some replays. So we're going to be taking a look at these. These are going to be very high level replays as he does play in the Grand Master ladder on Korea. So in the top right of Orbital Shipyard, getting straight into this, we got State. And he's opening up with the Nexus first. And in the bottom left of the map, in the blue, as the Zerg, it is none other than... It's a Korean name. This is going to be difficult. I do believe this translates to, not included in the clan tag, Dong Ray Gul Ring. Now, I don't think this is actually DRG because State sent me this one and he said it was just a random guy who's not a pro gamer, but he is top 50 Korean GM. So, I'm just going to call this guy Dong, since his name starts with Dong, I think. I'm not the best at Korean, so I might actually be incorrect, but I think if my Hangul is good enough, it says Dong something something something. So we're going to call him Dong. And if I'm wrong, that sucks, but now he is the Dong, and we're going to see what he can do. He's going for the 3-hatch here, 3-hatch before pull. Exactly what I've been doing in ZVP as well, except he's picking up an extremely fast gas to go along with it. So he's going to be able to get both insane economy and an insanely fast speed for map control. And personally, I've been doing really well in ZVP and Legacy of the Void. I think on the North American ladder right now, I'm about 80%, which is kind of crazy. And it's mostly because of 3-hatch being so strong, honestly. Like, yeah, Ravagers are good, Zerglings are good, and Mutalisks are good, which is what I've been using mostly, but it's mostly because Protoss players let me get away with 3-hatch before pull. There's no cannon rushing, there's no pressure, they don't do much against it. So you get away with it and you get this insane economy, and then it doesn't feel like it matters what unit I build if they let me get away with it. But in this scenario, State is not going to let that happen so easily. He's going for 2 gateways after his Nexus to get a lot of Adepts up. It looks like 2 Adepts. Actually, wait. Yeah, 2 Adepts, sorry. And then he's going to go for a Sentry after that, which I assume he's going to use for a fast 3rd base behind this. I haven't seen too much high-level PvZ, except for some parting games where he goes for big pylon rushes with Adepts and Stalkers and Zealots on the 3rd base, which seem incredibly strong, but he's pretty much the only guy I've seen doing them. The other thing I have seen, actually, I've been watching a bit of Dong Regu's stream, when he does stream, which is pretty rare. And, wait a second, let's cast this, see how many drone kills he can get, because this actually matters a lot. If he can kill a lot of drones here, then he can get a big lead. So I think he's got, like 1 or 2 drone kills so far, but he gets over to the 3rd base and he's going to find more kills here, not allowing Dong to get away with too much economy here. And look how annoying these Adepts, they're frigging annoying. And while they do die, I think that was a total of, let me see if I can find the hotkey here, 6 workers killed. So not bad at all, not bad at all for State, for 2 Adepts there. I think it comes out slightly good for him. It's hard to say. 6 workers is not a lot, considering he invested 2 Adepts, but it's still nice. It's better than letting the 3-hatch before pull just drone. Because you've also got to remember that he did force Zerglings out. 6 Zerglings have been forced out instead of 0. So as well as the 6 drone kills, he's also forced out units, which slows down the economy of the Zerg player a bit. What was I talking about before this? Oh, yes. So what have I seen in PvZ that looks good at the high level? I've seen Disruptor Drop Opener into Phoenix Opener. That seems incredibly strong, honestly. Since Disruptor Drops do so much pressure to the mineral lines, and the only way to kill a Prism, really, is to get Mutalisks. And now if you go Mutalisks and then they go straight into Phoenix, then you kind of get screwed. Oh, State's being nice. I think he's saying that the drones were misrallied or something. Something was wrong, and State was being nice there. And he's going for a 3rd base here, so gonna be a macro game between these 2 players. What I know of State is he's, at least he used to be, a very heavy macro-centric player. And he also used to be very predictable. Always going for like the same build almost every game. he'd be able to execute it really well. He does practice in Korea, and he's always been a super strong player. He's just predictable. And this is my first PvZ I'm seeing of him, so I don't know if he is predictable in Legacy of the Void still, but I would assume so. Most people carry over with their styles from Heart of the Swarm pretty well. We see a Hydralisk Den coming up for Dong here, along with the Spire. I think he's going to go Lurkers. It's something I haven't messed with a lot in PvZ myself, but definitely a powerful unit. Let's see if he starts the Lurker Den. I can't imagine he's just gonna... No, yeah, I thought he was going to go... Like, I can't imagine he's going to go Hydras because... Personally, I haven't seen too much success with Hydras. I don't see too much of a place for them while we've got Ravagers, because Ravagers are just better at killing ground armies than Hydras. Like, they're more efficient along with Zerglings. I mean, if you've got like 8 Ravagers already, mixing in a couple of Hydras is nice, but usually by the time you want to start thinking about moving off the Ravagers into different tech, it's like... It's too late to start mixing in Hydras, so usually it's Ravager Ling to defend in the mid-game. This is a solid push from State, though. I'm not even sure if Dong is going to be able to hold on. Like, he's still waiting on his Lurker Den to get that up. He's going to be using Hydras to defend here. Looks pretty old school. Looks like Heart of the Swarm. No Ravagers involved at all. And I think he's got enough, depending on how good the force fields are. Remember, he doesn't have the range on the Hydras, so some good force fields can cut off those Hydralisks. But looks like State moves back, looking a bit scared to break in there. Now, 8 Mutalisks on the way before he goes Lurkers. So, this is a very Brood War-esque kind of style, I guess. Going for those Mutas, getting some Lurkers as well. Going to control them out with the Mutas, pick things off, do some mineral line harassment, and then just be defensive with the Lurkers and control them out with Lurkers. It's going to be a very positional based game from the Zerg player. He's going to need to have the Lurkers in the right spots. If he doesn't, then Blinkstalkers are just going to jump in and wreck him. So he needs to have this area locked down, and if he takes this base, then he needs to have this area locked down with the Lurkers. It's going to be very hard for him to take this base because there's too much space around there. I don't know what happened there. My game just froze, but we're getting back into this now. We've got a Prism coming around the left side. The Mutalisks are going in to harass as well. Let's see what they can do while the Prism comes in. There's a lot going on right here because State was trying to take a 4th base at the same time, but Dong took care of it. Mutas fly in, but they get shut down by a bunch of Pylon Cannons here, losing about 3 Mutas there. Let's have a look at the Prism. Prism also being shut down, so all of the harassment from both of these players being completely shut down. Dong not allowing State to get a 4th base, and both players just getting pushed back into not doing too much at all to each other. Both players on 3 bases, just getting up what they want to get up. It looks like State's going for Disruptor Tech here, along with that Adept upgrade. And it looks like Dong is trying to sneak up the 4th base on the left side. This is kind of scary. As I said, he won't be able to cover this very well with the Lurkers. Big attack coming in though while he distracts with the Mutas there. He's going to go for the Sniper double Pylon cunning. Oh, the Lurkers are in at the back there on the ramp. How is State going to take care of it? He needs a big Disruptor shot, and it goes in, but he misses all of the Lurkers there. He doesn't yet have another Disruptor. State really can't move into this position, but at the same time, he needs to get the Lurkers further forward if he wants to do real damage. Blink goes off. Beautiful force fields there. Apart from the fact that he is still taking damage from that Lurker at the front. Disruptor is ready to go again. If he can get it right on those Lurkers, that would be really nice. And there we go. Shot comes in, hits one of the Lurkers, but it's not enough to take him down. Another Disruptor coming down the ramp, taking a lot of damage from these Lurkers here, and they're just in a horrible position. This is nasty. He should not have allowed those Lurkers to get into that position. Once this happens, the Protoss player is in a nasty, nasty spot, and it's very hard to actually ever break it, especially with the constant Zergling rally that Dong is throwing at this guy. Disruptor goes down. He jumps on all of the Lurkers there, and he will start to take them down. Picks up in the War Prism as well. Looks like all of the Lurkers have finally been taken down with that crazy jump with State, and now it's just Zerglings with no upgrades. Now, Dong just lost all of his Lurkers. He has no upgrades. He lost his Mutas in the main base as well. He's going for more Mutalisks off of this. He's got 15 Mutas on the way. He's got a 4th base up, but he's not mining from it. I would say he's in a bit of trouble at this point. But at the same time, State lost a lot of probes. He's on 8 on the main base, 16 on the natural, and he's rebuilding for the 3rd base right now, which is costing him production time, minerals, and everything else on the other units. He's getting disruptors back up, but he doesn't really know about the Mutalisk switch or the big Mutalisk transition coming from Dong, which is now flying across the map. Again, 0 upgrades from Dong, though. He put everything, or he put a lot into the Lurker attack there, and he did get a lot done with it, but he's sacrificed upgrades, lots of upgrades as well. But here he goes again. Zerglings coming in, disruptors going off. State needs to be very careful with those, and they were actually very well controlled considering all of the lings were around his army, but he didn't actually blow up any of his own army. Mutalisks coming in again. This is about 16 Mutalisks against about 7 Stalkers there, and I think the Mutalisks will maybe be able to do this, even though they don't have upgrades. But the Adepts are going to move across the map now, going very quickly, looking for that 4th base, which has not been taken down here. It's been taken on the left side of the map, which is very strange considering a Lurker opener. And he's got to protect this with Zerglings without upgrades now. Actually, he does have 1-1. They just finished. But Mutaling is going to be the choice, and the problem for State here is he doesn't have much to deal with it. He doesn't have the Phoenix production. He's basically on Blink Stalkers and Adepts, which is not ideal. He wants to be on Stargate Tech. He wants to get Phoenix, but how does he do that when he's struggling so much on economy? He's almost mined out on the main base. There's basically nothing left there. He's trying to sneak past with the depths, which he might be able to do. I think he's just trying to buy himself time here, but what it... Oh, double disruptor! And he gets picked off. Oh, God. That's not looking good for State at all. He's moving across the map with Stalkers now, but again, that's so many Zerglings. I feel like if he just attacked with the Mutalisk Zergling right here, he would get a lot done, but he does find the Mutalisk without the Zerglings, which allows him to pick quite a few off here. And he's splitting up as well to try and find the Mutalisk on the other side. Oh, nice blink up there. Use the Observer to get the high ground vision, then blinks up, and he killed a lot of Mutalisks with that one. Now, Zergling run by, coming around on State space. What can he do to deal with this? Adepts being warped in. Is it enough? A lot of probes going down. That was almost 60, more than 16 probes at the 3rd base, and he's in a lot of trouble there. State pushing across the map with Blink Stalkers. This is getting intense. State's in a lot of trouble. I think there's 6 Ultralisks on the way, along with a massive amount of Zerglings. And once those Ultralisks pop, I think State will lose his entire army to the Ultralisks unless he positions them correctly. His base is, I mean, he's basically mining nothing at this point. He's got 4 patches mining, nothing mining at the 3rd base. And here come the Ultralisks. Where are they? In the main base, 4 of them. I don't know how he's going to be able to do anything against this. He needs to use mineral patches. He needs to use buildings to get SimCity. He needs to blink around. He is harassing this base at the same time with some Adepts. Looks like he killed almost the entire mineral line there. But the Mutalisk did take care of them eventually. And now, how does he beat these Ultras? He can stay off creep and blink back. Is it going to be enough, though? And there we go. The Ultralisk moving in along with the Mutalisk. The Ultralisk is smacking away at the front along with the Zerglings. But the blink backs from State might be enough to do this. War Prism above. He's microing back. He needs to get on that high ground to micro against the Ultras. And there we go. He gets away from them. And this is one way he can do it. But he's not mining anything. But at the same time, neither's the Zerg player, really. This is going to be a micro battle. It's going to be a decision-making battle. Will the Zerg play a base trade? As that might be one of the better choices here, as he does have a lot of Zerglings. If he tries to fight the Blink Stalkers without creep, then State is just going to micro away from them. There we go. Oh, Mutalisk run by. That's going to be the rest of State's probes there. Goodbye, mining. It's all over. Blink up into the main base. Not the best position for State. Oh, God, the claws of the Ultras blinks off. He needs to get out there. Picks up into his Prism as well, but that cost him a lot of Blink Stalkers. And that's still 5 Ultralisks left over against about almost 20 Blinks. 24 Blink Stalkers, almost. But his main base is being destroyed by Mutalisks right now. He's basically got no mining, except for these 3 shitty patches with basically nothing on them. He goes for the blink across to the left side base. This is the only mining base of the Zerg player right now. If he can take this down, then both players are basically mining nothing. Basically nothing. It goes down. So we've got a game where We have... Let's look at the numbers here. Oh god, get the hell off of that high ground state. That's not going to be good for you. Yeah, he needs to get the hell out of there. He is microing off creep against the ultras, and he's targeting them down. Those ultras are so valuable right now. No transfuses. There's no mining, so every unit is very important at this point. With 23 Stalkers against 4 Ultras, 5 Mutas, and 7 Zerglings. He's got a couple in the Prism. The Ultras are going way too far off creep here. Way too far. He needs to be on creep to fight with those, since it's going to be a micro battle. Mutalisks coming home for some reason. I think he might need to keep those at the third base. Did the natural die? He's got about 4 probes. 4 probes against 46 drones, but there's 46 drones that are doing nothing. Where are they? The long distance mining from the 4th base. Mutalisk coming again, and there we go. That's the rest of State's probes. He's down to 0 probes, and he has 90 minerals in the bank, which means basically nothing. So it all comes down to these Stalkers to win the game against these Ultralisks right here. He's moving in with the Ultras. He can micro with his Prism, abuse the high ground. This is horrible. Oh, State's found the perfect position to abuse these Ultralisks. He can keep blinking back and forth, and the Ultralisk AI is getting completely messed up. He's going to pick up another Ultralisk there, and again, I think it's... Oh, look at the micro from State, pulling back the Blink Stalkers, and then he can get back on the high ground. This is absolutely gorgeous from State, considering the situation he was thrown into here. 1 Ultralisk remains. The Mutalisks come in, but I think it might be a bit too late. No transfuses left. And Dong is not going to be happy with this one at all. He's not going to be happy with this one. It's not looking good for the lad. I think State actually has this game in the bag, as crazy as it might sound. If you looked at this game about 3 minutes ago, you'd probably be questioning whether State ever had a chance at all, but some beautiful position on the Stalkers, some overextension from Dong, and he's pretty much got this. He's pretty much got it. It's just, what's that Ultralisk gonna do? Maybe 1 more transfuse or 2 more transfuses get up, but even at that point, 1 Ultralisk is not gonna cut it against this many Stalkers. Not with Blink Micro. And there we go, his transfuse goes off, another transfuse goes off. But that's it, Blink Micro from State, and everything goes down. GG. Oh, what a game. That was funny. That was a funny one. No Phoenix needed, boys. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Guys, hope you enjoyed this replay cast. If you did, give State some love, since he sent me a bunch of replays to cast, all from high-level players. I've got replays from Solar, Curious, a bunch of high-level Zerg players, which I will cast in the next few days, which will be fantastic. Get to check out some of the best players in the world, thanks to State. So he's at StateSU2 on Twitter. I'll see you nerds tomorrow for another one. Peace, guys.